South Africa is a country with a government in retreat. Regardless of how desperately the South African government would like to retain or even expand its power and influence, the steady deterioration of state capacity under ANC rule simply makes this impossible. The receding sphere of government influence and power not only impacts its ability to enforce immoral or destructive policies such as expropriation without compensation or its many race laws, it also starts to affect the delivery of critical services that the government is currently responsible for, such as policing, healthcare, infrastructure maintenance, border security, power generation, and water supply. As the deterioration of government capacity starts to compromise these critical areas, as it already has, the responsibility increasingly falls on communities to mobilize in earnest to fill the gaps. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does power. If communities and organizations do not effectively occupy the new vacant margins on the growing outskirts of government power, criminal elements will. That's where community safety structures such as AfriForum's vast network of neighborhood and farm watches comes in. A retreating government creates new frontiers, but communities interested in taking back control over basic services and security are not the only ones who notice this opportunity. Historical frontiers like the Wild West, for example, were also characterized by the presence of opportunistic bandits. One of AfriForum's top priorities is therefore the establishment, improvement, and expansion of effective, resilient security networks. In such disruptive times, it is imperative to grasp, as my colleague Ernst Roots has emphasized, that new realities are not created by demanding them from the government, but rather that new realities are recognized after communities have already created them themselves. I recently went out on patrol with AfriForum's Roodepoort neighborhood watch to witness and document what an average night looks like for a neighborhood watch in one of South Africa's most dangerous neighborhoods. At this stage, AfriForum already has over 172 safety structures nationwide in the form of neighborhood and farm watches. These function with the help of almost 11,000 volunteers at community level in neighborhoods and rural areas. AfriForum also offers basic neighborhood watch training on a weekly basis. This training covers aspects such as crime scene handling, information gathering, legal aspects, and home and hearth protection. More than 7,000 volunteers have already successfully completed this training in the past 2 years. In addition to this, AfriForum also has nearly 200 specialized response units or proto-team members. Proto-team members' specialized training gives them an edge when it comes to community safety, and their knowledge of, among other things, contact martial arts, bleeding control, securing crime scenes, setting up roadblocks, and tactical firearm handling forms a critical part of their training. AfriForum safety structures are highly disciplined, stay within the parameters of the law, and regularly practice good cooperation with local police and private security on the ground. AfriForum also offers information support from its headquarters, state-of-the-art control room, and legal support to neighborhood watch members who are prosecuted even though they acted correctly and legally. AfriForum security structures also use the latest technology to multiply their capabilities, such as drones and cameras. These safety structures are also constantly expanding their capabilities, which increasingly include firefighting readiness and disaster response capacity. AfriForum's neighborhood watches achieve successes on a weekly basis that make their communities safer. From catching cable thieves, mass patrols, apprehending farm attackers, patrolling roads where spike traps are set, recovering stolen vehicles, and much more. The South African Police Service has admitted that it is unable to fulfill its mandate, and therefore it is essential for communities to get organized and trained in order to protect themselves. Going out on patrol with the Roodepoort Neighborhood Watch was a grounding experience. Tonight's operations focused largely on disrupting illegal mining operations which finance organized crime and leads to a general spike in criminality in adjacent neighborhoods. Those involved in these illegal mining or zama-zama crime networks are often well-armed and dangerous. These neighborhood watch volunteers have normal day jobs while the sun is up, while they brave real danger at night to keep their community safe. They do not receive any financial compensation for their sacrifices. Their reward is a safer community. It was phenomenal to witness this dedicated, disciplined, and determined group of volunteers. AfriForum is currently in the process of significantly increasing the amount of resources allocated towards neighborhood and farm watch training and equipment, because the political and crime environment in South Africa necessitates it. In a political environment that is characterized by denial, lack of action, and even incitement of farm murders and attacks, AfriForum is equipping communities to respond effectively and thus take co-responsibility for their safety. When a government fails to fulfill its duty to protect its citizens, it makes the emergence of resilient, community-based safety structures inevitable and a necessity. Get involved in your local AfriForum Neighborhood Watch by visiting www.afriforumbuurtwag.co.za for more information.